Good evening, guys. Kenneth Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for May 1st, 2023. Start with the swing portfolio. Alcoa, yesterday we closed this trade. Just stalking it today. These are all 30-minute trades. Initiated caught a 2 on AI. Caterpillar, we closed the trade yesterday, just stalked it today, probably missed an entry short. Cliff, we closed the SSC for 1R today. Chevron, took an intraday 1R gain. It didn't follow through after making a new 5-day high. Dish Networks, just stalking. Looking weak, ready to short it tomorrow. Devon Energy, we closed about a 5R trade yesterday. Probably missed a short this morning. Electronic Arts closed 3R. I was looking for more, to be honest. It could not break above the hump of the RL10 today. And as it was getting weak, I decided to, I guess that's 2. Captured 2 on that Kata 2. Emerging markets, observed it rolling over. The whole market felt weak today, and it was in the fall. And this is now feeling like it could not break through this gap to get up into this level. So now this feels like it's down, and it's going to come test this and then close that gap if that fails. So we're well started with one in hand. Ethereum, this was a good short for the underlying ETHE. I just missed the exit. Just completely blew that one. Missed the exit. Now I'm a long-term buy and holder. That's just terrible form. Span of control today. Let that one get away. Mexico, we had a 2-banger here. And this was the third leg up, so that's leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. And we're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the first one. 4 on the second one for plus 11. Maybe I'll roll that into Ethereum and throw good money after bad. I wanted to reduce exposure. This is Brazil. Yesterday we closed that one. Today the PSAR flip short 1. We're about plus 0.5. Intel initiated the short on the Kata 2 to the downside. So this broke the PSAR last week. It continued that today. We're holding plus 2. And if there's more tech weakness, then this could become a nice move. But I'll be ready to cash that tomorrow if we get any kind of bump in tech. Initiated the short in international paper. Closed the Kata 2 in real estate. That was a 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5. And then initiated the short here, and that's holding plus 2. So that's been a pretty good one right there. I mean, it's harder to get a smoother and more orderly trade than that. I mean, I would love for this thing to come all the way back to there. Regional banks are also similarly well organized. Double bottom. SSC exit a little bit late this morning, and then initiated the short. It closed well for us, and that's plus 2. I'm going to come back to McDonald's. Merck, because it's also the trade of the day. Merck is that other strong relative strength mover, similar to McDonald's in terms of belief. This is really performing well. I got 2 positions in, just happy with that. Gonna routine exit here, and we're holding about 5 and 3. So if we exit here, we're at +8, and right here we're holding +10. Marijuana just stalking. Clean energy was a Godzilla, and it gave us the PSAR flip. So that's an auto short holding +1 at the close. I will add to that because if this breaks below the 30-day low, this thing is long gone, and it's in the winter. Godzilla to the downside. Rivian closed the COTA 2 for +4. The S&P, so this is where, sorry, this should be, why is that there? Yeah. This is where that stop would be on a daily. We'll see that when we look at the health check. But for now, what I can say is, in terms of the health check, if we just evaluate it on the basis of holding, this was a nice move that justified 2 positions on the gap and go after it breaks through the PSAR. Last week we took that exit to bring that to an orderly conclusion. I reinitiated today, but it couldn't break out of that, and I just felt like the whole market was weakening. We just took that. So right now I would be flat the market. I got no belief to the upside. It feels like it's cooling off. Treasuries, on the other hand, I was finally able to get on board and just took an intraday 1, 2, 3, +4, call it +3, and closing near a 30-day low. If that breaks below that, then this could really be troublesome in the winter. But I'm expecting some of this as an alternative to the equities. Tesla closed the SSC for +1, and U.S. deal closed the short that was started Friday for about +2. Coming back to McDonald's. So the net on McDonald's was this. You will recall that we talked about this one Friday, and really I had made that a yellow dot and said, hey, let's discuss different strategies. And we talked about just maintaining that position, selling a third, a half, 2/3, and 4/5. I added 3 at that position, and I gave the explanation why. Of all the symbols, and maybe one time out of 500 you've seen me do that in the last 3 months. And then today it took right off. I added a bunch of turbo in here and then exited essentially. So we had 6 positions long here. That was a 7th swing. So here I exited 5 of the 7 swings with plus a lot. And then I will be ready tomorrow to exit this whole shebang so that this one stays in the money. I'm going to be like right here. Meanwhile, this was also the turbo trade of the day because I was very much interested in that one with a lot of skin in the game. This is the sniper trade of the day. So this is that same position on Friday. Let me zoom that in so you can see. Yeah, so on Friday, this was the position we were in. And the question was, what would you do here? Knowing that this was the strongest stock in the S&P 500, had cleared previous all-time highs and that resistance level with ease. We had 3 positions in and we're holding +7. So 3 units of standard risk and holding 7R. And we explored just holding what we have, selling a third, selling a half, selling 2/3, selling 4/5, all of which are legit to preserve the gains on an abnormally large move. I tried to make the case for it on Friday why I added 3 positions here. So now at the close, we're holding +7 now on 6 positions. So it's about 1.2? No, 1.1 R per position of buffer, swing buffer. And that was the posture we were in. So I was very much interested in this one at the start. It opened in an orderly fashion here. Took right off. As soon as it cleared that hump, I added a swing. I'm sorry, a intraday turbo. A second intraday turbo. A third intraday turbo. So now we got a large position on. And then exited 2/3 of those turbos. And essentially what I did was cash those 2 for here and then converted that one to my swing entry. So now I have 7 positions on the swing. And then at this point, I exited the remaining turbo and kept only essentially 1 unit of risk. So cleared the whole deck. And now it's like I've got 1 swing position on McDonald's going into tomorrow. So I just wanted to end the madness. It closed poorly, but still better than Friday's close. And I've basically just got a large stop right here. So we got 1 position. I'm treating that as a single position long from here. So all of the three positions we put on last Thursday, plus the 3 that we put on here, all of those 6 were exited at that price level. And now those 2 turbos were exited here for wins. And that leaves 1 swing with an entry here. And my stop was like this. And now that is at no lose plus dinner for 2. So I've basically cleared the deck and gotten this thing back on the normal track. And my reasoning was that if there was going to be a lot more buying pressure on this one, I would not have expected this. That was the failure to follow through. To me was information, and it was time just to clear the deck. I mean, this had a chance to make that move, and now it's on the wrong side of the Red River and flirting with going into winter, and it's basically in winter. So I'm giving it that much room with 1 in case there's some move tomorrow. Now, if it gets back above 298.75, all is forgiven, and it's up and away. So I'll be ready to pile back into that without any hesitation. But I wanted to clear the deck. I was not ready to carry that much risk overnight in a single position. So we'll see how that shakes out tomorrow. All right, here's Arch. Gap up, sell off. This is a perfect short because he's got the 1, 2, 3, and there's the collapsing dragon. If anything, a little slow on the exit. This is supposed to fail right away. When it doesn't, take it at the edge of the dragon and then re-enter in right at there as it hits the PSAR. That's still very good. This was a potential second entry, as was this. Great exit, 0.8. We might have squeezed another half an hour out of that. Z3, super pinch. We want to be long here. Kata 2 here. Exit here. I like the short. I love the exit. I think we could be long there with a risk box. Probably would have scratched and probably re-entered. And then you get that trade. Waiting for a Z3 pinch breakout. That's like an emerging dragon. And then you got to exit that sooner. When that is supposed to work right away. When it doesn't, you get out right there. Yeah, correct. Then this could be your short instead of this one. And then you get paid here instead of here. That's a reasonable effort. Great exit. Makes, let's see, what is today? This should be about -1 for the day. Up 9 for the first 22. So we're in good shape. You're doing fine. Hamad, you uploaded 10 charts. I'm not going to coach all of them until I see a trading plan and what your specific target focus are. You're trading many symbols with many patterns. The exits or the entries are like in the river all the time, and I want to see you focusing on a Kata 2 challenge. So I'm going to hit a couple representative trades, but I'm not going to sweep up the sawdust. Now this is a great entry because you have a 1, 2, 3. So you got lower highs. You got this breakdown. It's coming out of the dragon river, excuse me. And everything is sloping down, and the dragon just rolled over. That's a great short. I don't mind you getting paid there for that, but we could also re-enter here. But that's a good. That is good logic on that trade. The Qs. Now this is pure sideways quiet. So you're taking a breakout from the river with a stop at the far side of the PSAR. I do not disagree with that. This is a pretty good exit. When you get that far in hand, so at this point, you've got that much gain against that much risk. That's almost a 0.5. So I wouldn't be offended if you got out here for a scratch. But still, that's a micro loss. And then you got to be short here or here, and then you're going to get, with that's your risk box, you're going to get paid on this one and take the exit at the edge of the dragon. Now notice how the oscillation went fake 1, go 2, go 5. So as you get this expanding, that's how things come out of sideways quiet, is you get this expansion of volatility, and then one side or the other wins. And at that turning point, enters the dragon, leaves the dragon, hits the PSAR. There's your standard entry. Because if that fails, then it's going to be another move like this. So you don't mind taking this long at all, and then you crush that. So trade fewer symbols, fewer patterns, stay with a chart, and work your SSCs, Kata 2s, and collapsing dragons. I would do either EWZ because it's volatile or DIA because it's quiet. You could substitute the Qs for a big fat liquid volatile index, but if you're going to go super volatility, I'd go Brazil and then DIA. But Qs are fine. That'll give you more like a aggressive index. This is what good self-coaching looks like. I don't mind this collapsing dragon at all. Now, this is supposed to fail right away. When it doesn't, you got to get out here at the VWAP, and that's your stop. That's your exit and your stop and reverse, and then that crushes this entire move and exits right here. Then you might take that short, and it comes here and comes back. After rejecting the VWAP, you scratch that. You don't let it come all the way back to here. Now what you're looking at is this. Solid support, and now here's your Kata 2 somewhere in here. You might have taken that, and if your stop is here, yeah, you probably exit with a loss, but then re-enter, and then you get paid exiting here, and then here's your PSAR flip. Now, when you're that far in the zone, and it comes back across, as soon as this comes back across the VWAP, which is rising, just take it here. Don't wait for the... You got to respect the gain and respect the VWAP. And then you're already running out of winter going into spring. This is always very tempting to me. I treat that as a Kata 2 and a PSAR flip and crossing the VWAP. I love that. And then I expect it to fail here. Rather than waiting to get long at resistance, I would rather respect the fact that it had 1, 2, cross the VWAP, PSAR flip, and go. And then you can be short. I like the second entry because you're trying to front run here. And then you got a quick exit. That's good. The re-entry was beautiful. Excellent. Hungry. Great exit. That was probably on half and another half. So I think pretty good work on that one all around. Yeah, 5.9R, sure. It did feel good. Brazil. Oh, that is such a nice entry. Orderly move. Comes up to the VWAP. Rejects. Summer rolls into fall. PSAR flip. Hits it. Second position. Quick exit. Orderly PSAR flip. Hits it. Now on this one, and that's supposed to fail. It didn't, so get out right in here. I would probably try that long with a stop right here, which may have been hit, but then a re-entry would get paid. So this was pretty good, really good day. My brother on the McDonald's train, entry 2-hour battle drill, did not hit because I think he was away from the desk, and then just instituted a 1-hour trailing stop and makes 2.3 while attending to other things. Nice work. The 30-minute on the S&P, it's testing right now that 150 and 30-day and 10-day high. If that works, up and away. You must respect this as your stop right now, though, at 408. This is postured to really go. And if this happens, I really expect McDonald's and the semiconductors to take off. This was the momentary pause at the top of this move today. That's why I got flat, and I treat this as a big fat zero state. If that does not go, then it's coming back to here. If this goes, it's going to go past 420, which we have said is the key price level for a long time now. Bullish quiet, still reasonably strong, risk on. The risk Z is still favorable and ready to go. Strength is in Disney, McDonald's, Merck, Nike, Diamonds. No tech names. That's all conventional stuff. That's why, to me, McDonald's is really the no-brainerest of all. Dow Tactical. Lots of dojis today. Handful of auto framers. Strength in McDonald's. Strength in NVIDIA. ETFs. Only oil is on a what is that noise? Only NVIDIA is on a auto framer. Big strength in Mexico today. Clean energy's weakness. That's that one that we're short on, the Godzilla that's failing. Watch that thing just to keep getting murdered. Standard practice on auto framer and squeezes. Quite a lot of squeezes in the U.S. here. That's typical at the top of that, like near the 150-day high, and it gets into a nice tight little doji. Look at all the names that are squeezing. S&P, Qs, Tech, Tesla, Microsoft, Cisco, Disney, Home Depot, IBM. That is everybody just standing around waiting to see who's going to flinch. That's why it's a perfect zero state. Godzillas. There is a raging Godzilla for you. This one is just starting to become big. There's the clean energy Godzilla that is just beginning to fail large. Watch that one get tortured. Just a couple double greens here. And Eli Lilly, whatever L is, and NWL. Okay. Those are the ones that are moving. I sorted the TC 2000 set by the percent change today. So NVIDIA was great. Alcoa and U.S. Steel were above the S&P's average. Intel and Cleveland Cliffs both got murdered. Tesla is just suffering. Really dominating by the fall right now. So we had a nice summer, and now we're in the fall, and it's approaching that zero line. This has to get ready to go out of this zero state and recover, and then break above 420 to really go. Otherwise, if this fails, look out below for 400. Your stop must be at 408. Do not let it go an additional 2% to the round number of 400. This one intrigues me. For you treasury traders out there, look at these guys setting up for some kind of breakout from quietude. Watch those for quick market direction. McDonald's is alone and unafraid, but I still exited huge on that one today. Mexico, alone and unafraid. Real weakness here. Treasuries, metals and mining, blockchain, I just was so bad on ETHE. Can't believe I missed that one. Just brain drained from all this AI stuff I've been working on. Completely rewiring my brain. And I pulled the trigger on the coaching program for whole person coaching. So that is a go. I dropped $6,000 on it for my own training practice. So I have skin in the game on whole person coaching. So we're taking applications there for the initial cohort. Just sign up and get it. Frog traders, trading value list here. Tesla, marijuana, clean energy. I'm loving clean energy right now. Yeah. I think Nvidia's in good shape too for a nice big run. Strong frog number, large ATR percentage for daily volatility, and it has a tremendous risk reward right now on the swing. Quick look at the market. This is why I'm concerned about that sell-off. It's rolling over right where it is supposed to make a 2 sigma sell-off. This would take it back to like 395. Don't ride that all the way down, please. I mean, if this fails at that little doji and it comes back to here, I mean, that's 400. Don't let it come back below 400. I would take it at like right here at 408. Stalling at Z1. Stalling right where you would expect it to with respect to the 200-day. I mean, here's leg 1, leg 2, and there's a pullback. Leg 3 and a pullback. Leg 3.5, and it's deciding whether to pull back. So a pullback to here, to 400, would be the least surprising move. Don't give it all back. All right. That's everything we got. We'll get it published and posted, and catch you tomorrow.